In this video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use the new JND470 tall lantern and the JND472 lantern village scenes to make this beautiful light up festive lantern. So covered all the way around, you've got that beautiful soft like a starry sky with the vellum in there. To make the village scene lantern, we need to use the two die sets, which are JND470, which is the sort of tall lantern on its own, and then JND472, which is the sort of lantern village scenes. So the lantern die has 3 dies in it, so we get the die, we get a little window, and we get a little deer in there. But the village scenes has this beautiful village where you can actually see they've all been designed to stack on top of each other. Have a look at the video for the card that shows that. But they've also been designed to do a hillside. So you're going to get the 4 scenes in there, but you also get another window with these beautiful dots around it, perfect for card making, a plain one, and the little strips as well, so you can add extra sections onto there, extra bits built into there. But these will also work perfectly with the John Next Door tag dies and the tag die box, so these will fit in, expanding that box as well. So to get started, what we need to do is to die cut our lantern, and this is done all in one piece. So I'm taking a piece of coconut white essential card in A4, and I'm just going to tape down my die, but all I'm going to do is add a little bit of the craft artist tape at the top and again at the bottom here, because I want to drop my seams in. And to get these in the right order, I place them on the board in the right order. You need to basically reverse it. So I'm leaving 2 solid, and they're the either side, and I'm just going to place in first of all the start of the hill with the deer. Then I've got where it goes up the hill with the little church and the house, and you'll see here how the line continues. I'm then going the hill coming down, which has the house and the tree on it, so we pop that one into place, and finally we have the larger house, so it's all in perspective. So it's simply going to tape that one down again at the top, and then for security take a longer piece of tape and tape it all the way across those 4 dies like that. And once you've done this with the craft artist tape, if you want to cut more of these, you can just leave that almost together in one piece and cut the next one and then cut the next one. So we'll simply run that through and we will get this view here. So you see you've got then the hill working absolutely perfectly. And all I've done is to take out all of the little pieces. So I've taken all of the little space out, and we've got then our beautiful village. So you could do that as it is, you could drop different colours in, but as you saw in the original one, we've got the lights in it and we've softened that with the vellum. So we take our piece, we then can either do one of 2 things. So the easiest way to do this, but it's a little bit more wasteful, is to cut the plain die on its own in vellum. So you would cut this in the vellum, so it's exactly the same. You could even make up the actual lantern in the vellum if you want to, certainly if it's thick enough. But obviously if we stick all of that down, there's too many places to stick. So what I've actually done is just cut off with my guillotine the top and the bottom, and it gives me the vellum that's exactly the right size with the folds in the right place. So using spray glue, glue glaze, or you could use tape, we simply tape that down to there so that we've got it actually stuck down. And I've got one here again already done. So here we've got one, as you can see, just been spray glued on and gives us all of our sort of windows in there, and it folds in the right way. So I've made all of the folds and I've folded the tops in and then over, just like that. So it gives me that beautiful pinched look. Folded the base, and I've taken off one of the tabs there. So to put this together, I simply need to then remove all of the tape, and I would use 6mm power tape or a similar strong red liner tape. And we'll take all of that tape off, and I would make sure you've got all of it removed. It's far easier to do it in one piece than try and get halfway through and take pieces off. So we hold it in the air, fold down our first flap and meet our pieces together, fold down our next one, and again meet our pieces together. We then switch to the other base, fold the tab down, and again meet our edges. Fold down this piece here and meet the edges. Then simply slide it together and press the base, and then I'm just going to slide the next piece in so that it's closed. And at this point you can get your fingers in and just make sure you get it nicely stuck down and maneuvered. So at this point, all been put together, but I just want to pinch all of these just like this to make sure they're all folded neatly in. It will make it a lot easier. And again, at this point you would take your candle or your battery powered lights, and I'm going to use battery powered lights in this one. So I'm just going to open them out, check that they work, always check your lights work, and I'm just going to group them together into a little ball, just like that, sliding it in. And I'm hanging the battery pack out, and I want to hang it out of the two plain panels just there. So you can attach your battery pack to the base or to the side. However, if you attach it to the base, it won't stand right. So I tend to do this on the side. So I'm just going to put 2 strips of power tape down. I'm using the 10mm so that I've got the maximum coverage on this. Just like that. And I'm simply going to pop those off. Now I'm taping this side down because I want to be able to access the battery pack so that I can change the battery, or so that anyone who gifts it can change the battery. And I'm just simply going to tape it down there, nice and simple. Tuck in the remaining wire. You can see there I can access with the screws the little battery pack to add more batteries. So now we want to close up our lantern. So I'm going to take a long piece, this is 3mm satin ribbon, point myself a little point on it, and starting at the central point opposite where the battery pack goes in, I'm just going to feed that through. If you struggle, you can use a bodkin or an embroidery needle. You can put a little bit of sellotape around it just to make sure that it stays nice and strong. And don't worry about pulling through the holes. As they've been die cut, they've been chamfered, so it won't pull away like it does when you just punch it with a normal hole punch. You don't have to sort of reinforce them at all. So come through until we're on to the last one. Just there, nicely like that, and pull all together. And you just want to make sure that all these little tabs fold in, and it gives you that beautiful flower look on top there. So I'm simply going to tie a knot. So take my ribbon, tie it round. I'm going to go round once, twice, as that makes a knot that you don't have to hold. So you can see if I can pull this now, I can let go, it won't release. And I can then tie a bow or a multiple bow or whatever I want to. I'm simply going to cut off the excess, just like that. And then it's a case of decorating it. So I've cut some of the pine cones, I've got the hawthorn from the pine cones, and a little bit of the pine bough that we launched earlier this year, all cut from the Neutrals coordination canvas card packs. And the best way to do this on here is to use your 3D glue gel. This is your strongest way to actually do it, because you're not on a flat surface. So if you use a normal glue, what will happen is it will just sort of pour off and you'll have to hold it for ages. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the 3D glue gel and pop some on the back, work out where I'm happy that's the center, and I'm going to glue these down. So I'm going with the 2 larger to start with. I tend to make an arrangement on my mat first. So there's my 2 larger to start with. I'm then going to add a little bit of glue gel in for me to then start, because I've created a base, popping my foliage into it, just like that. Going to take my hawthorn and go across there. So we've got that beautiful collection, making sure it can be seen from the front as well. And then it's simply a case of adding, using the glue gel, shaping slightly your pine cones. So just going to shape them slightly, add a little bit of glue gel in. I think I'm just going to add 3 into this one. I like things in 3s. There we go. And you can add pearls or gems or pearl dimension onto that hawthorn. Close up your glue gel, but remember, because it has a long cap, it is a lot more airtight than any I've used before. And there we have our finished light up village scene tall or medium lantern.